Mothers are a haven for their children. I mean, who loves you more than mom, right? But what happens when she turns into a nightmare for her own flesh and blood? On June 20th, Andrea Pia Yates, an American woman from Houston, Texas, committed a horrific act that defied all notions of motherhood and sent shockwaves through the entire community. She mercilessly drowned her 5 innocent children in a deeply tragic and chilling incident. The question is, how could a mother do such a thing? How could she kill her own babies? This is her tragic and harrowing tale. Andrea Yates had a difficult life and a history of battling bulimia and depression. In 1989, she found love in Russell, Rusty Yates, a religious man with dreams of a big family. It was as if she had finally found her happily ever after, but that was far from the case. Babies after babies took a toll on Andrea, piece by piece. But, being religious, Rusty didn't want to stop. Her life was sharply downturned after her 4th child, Luke. She started having jitters and even tried to end her life by overdosing on pills. This led to her being hospitalized. Each passing day was darker for Andrea. Her mind was a mess, slowly taking over everything she'd ever known. Shortly after her release, she begged Rusty to let her die and even held a knife to her neck. This led to another hospitalization, during which she was given various medications, including Haldol, a powerful antipsychotic drug. The dark cloud over Andrea's life grew even darker in July 1999 when she experienced a nervous breakdown. Confused, broken, and shattered, she made 2 suicide attempts and 2 stays in psychiatric hospitals during that summer. This time, she received the diagnosis of postpartum psychosis. Her psychiatrist, Dr. Aileen Starbranch, strongly advised against having more children, but the couple didn't listen. Andrea became pregnant with her 5th child just 7 weeks after her release. In March 2000, she stopped taking Haldol, and 9 months later, she gave birth to her daughter, Mary. But Andrea fought hard. She tried to battle her depression until the heart-wrenching death of her father on March 12, 2001. This trauma was too much for her, and she started spiraling. She stopped taking her medication, began mutilating herself, became obsessed with reading the Bible, and even neglected to care for her infant daughter, Mary. Her condition deteriorated to the point where immediate hospitalization was unavoidable. On April 1, 2001, Andrea began receiving care from Dr. Mohammed Saeed. She was treated and released, but on May 3, 2001, she fell into a near catatonic state, even filling the bathtub in the middle of the day. She later confessed to the police that she had planned to drown her children that day, but had changed her mind. Yet, her psychiatrist believed she was probably suicidal, thinking she had filled the bathtub to drown herself. But they missed reading between the lines. The children were in real danger. Andrea Yates was still under the care of Dr. Saeed until June 20th, 2001, when her husband, Rusty, went to work, leaving her alone with the children. It was as if he didn't care about his family. This also went against Dr. Saeed's instructions, as he had advised Rusty to keep a constant eye on her. Rusty's mother, Dora Yates, was supposed to arrive an hour later to take over for Andrea. In that one fateful hour, everything changed. Andrea Yates was no longer a mother. She had lost herself to the darkness in her mind. To her, the only way out of her misery seemed to be removing the sources of her suffering, her children. Like a lifeless, soulless creature, she drowned her babies one by one. She began with John, Paul, and Luke and placed them in her bed. After that, she drowned Mary and left her floating in the bathtub. Little Noah, the eldest, asked what was wrong with Mary. His mind couldn't understand why his very own mother was hurting his siblings. Terrified, he ran for his life, but his mother soon caught him and drowned him as well. She left Noah floating in the tub and placed Mary in John's arms on the bed. The house that was once full of laughter and giggles had been silenced forever. After the horrifying murders, Andrea started making phone calls to the police, repeatedly stating that she needed an officer but refusing to explain why. She also called Rusty and urgently told him to come home right away. But the question is, why did Andrea want to hurt her children? She had managed to keep them safe previously, so why now? The trial that followed aimed to address this very issue. The trial in 2006 revealed that Dr. Saeed had advised Rusty Yates not to leave his wife unattended. Dr. Park Dietz told jurors that in the weeks leading up to the drownings, Andrea was becoming increasingly distressed by the growing role of her mother-in-law, Dora Yates, in caring for the children. However, Rusty began leaving Andrea alone with the children for short periods, thinking it would help her. Rusty even callously announced at a family gathering the weekend before the drownings that he had decided to leave Andrea home alone for an hour each morning and evening to prevent her from becoming overly dependent on him and his mother. Andrea's brother claimed that Rusty expressed the view that all depressed people needed was a swift kick in the pants to motivate them. Who do you think deserved a real kick in the pants? Now, here's a twist you weren't expecting. Andrea didn't just get pregnant accidentally for the 5th time. Dr. Starbranch revealed that she was astonished during an office visit with the couple when they expressed a desire to discontinue Andrea's medications so she could become pregnant again. She warned them against having more children and noted in the medical record that this plan would surely guarantee future psychotic depression. However, Andrea became pregnant with her 5th child, Mary, just 7 weeks after being discharged from Dr. Starbranch's care. Even though Rusty claimed to have no such information, Andrea revealed to her prison psychiatrist that before their last child, she had told Rusty that she didn't want to have sex. But Rusty stuck to his weird self-centered beliefs and assured her that she was a good mother and that she could handle more children. During all this time, Rusty's delusions were truly bizarre. He even had fantasies of having more children with her after she received treatment in a mental health facility. However, he eventually accepted reality. On July 26, 2006, Yates was found not guilty by reason of insanity. She was sent to the North Texas State Hospital Vernon campus. In January 2007, she was moved to the Kerrville State Hospital. In August 2004, Rusty filed for divorce, citing that he and Andrea had not lived together as a married couple since the day of the murders. Despite his major role in Andrea's mental decline, he married for the 2nd time to someone else and had a son, but eventually got divorced. Good riddance. Andrea's tale is sad, reminding us of the importance of mental health and shedding light on the horrors of postpartum depression. Did this case make you cringe at Rusty Yates? Share your thoughts in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video.